The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
You thought that was funny.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
You were laughing like a hyena when he said it.
98.
What the hell is wrong with you?
KUPD.
Thank you very much, Silence the Voice. The winners of Play-Doh last year, closing in on the end of their reign. We have to start thinking about that Play-Doh here in the next next week or two. And get those submissions flying in because it is the week of Thanksgiving we do the Play-Doh.
I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Oh, I'm never ready.
I'm excited.
I'm not. I'm going to have road rage sitting in here. Yeah, people talking about their road rage. This guy actually broke it down for me, the road rage thing. He comes in, he says, he goes, think about the primal instincts that still live inside of us. And there are some.
Yeah.
We've only been driving as a collective for about 80 years. You know, the whole group. As all of us.
Gotcha.
You had the Old West and stuff, and the people still running horses. It wasn't a normal thing to have 2 or 3 cars in your garage back in the 30s. You know, maybe in cities, but outside of that, people weren't really.
True.
You know,
there wasn't that,
The freeways weren't. Yeah,
luxury.
So you think about it. I'll give you 100 years. 100 years is not. It's a very short blip of time of human
1910.
Instinct and nature and all the things that are innate in our brains. It's still new. And it's only been since, the mid probably 30s, 40s, 50s when cars started to go to a speed that was just not normal for our brains to grasp. This guy wrote this it was perfect. And he's like, so you think about it, our brains weren't ever used to going 50, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. That's something we just don't understand. And we do it and just kind of blank out the idea of how dangerous the activity actually is. When you're on the freeway and you, along with everybody else, are trusting each other with the power and the weight of what we have in our hands at 70-plus miles an hour, and we're all doing it, there's something in our heads that definitely is a fight-or-flight fear mechanism that's in there saying this is a dangerous activity. Your body's supposed to warn you of dangerous activities. You know, if when you're falling and your stomach goes, or when you're leaning over something, your brain says, don't do that. In the car, we've turned it off, but it's still in there to recognize we're going faster than we should be going. This is not what we're built to do, and something terrible is going to happen. When a plane starts to shake, that little thing inside you goes, oh, he lives in there. He just keeps quiet. So in a car, when you have something go wrong, that little bug inside you pops up and says, do you realize what we're doing? We're using power tools at breakneck speeds.
Oh,
and if anything goes sideways, so we do have this fear-based thing that lives inside us the entire time. That's the best way I've ever heard that described. Like the internal fear mechanism is quiet, but it's on high alert while you drive. So when something starts getting weird, that takes over. That's why it's so fast. I'm like, okay, I'll go with that. I don't know if this is a psychiatrist or a dude who drives dump trucks, but that made a ton of sense to me. Be careful, road ragers. And then Broomhead fires over, all 5 feet 3 inches of that guy, and says, sorry, I honked at you, Holmberg, but you were driving like a bitch. And I always think that people who have to use child car seats to drive shouldn't be allowed on the roads in the first place, Broomhead. Sure, the man can bench press a car, but he's only got to push it 3 inches. He's got little tiny arms. I'm a fully developed, fully grown male. I have needs.
He said it's a phone book. It's not a...
It's about 3 Manhattan phone books, and he has to tie stilts to his feet. But I don't want to get into it with him. Now I'm road raging in a fake road rage situation.
There we go.
Broomhead. And there's all that. This lady emails, this is great. You're going to like this. I get this email. It says, today I witnessed something I would only expect from Brady. Not you, John. Your senior moment. searching the Safeway parking lot for your vehicle. I almost made a dumbass comment to you, but I couldn't stop watching you wander around. Did you forget the make and model of your car? Were you ditched? I just savored the moment and watched as another person questioned their own sanity in the center of a Safeway parking lot, waddling around. Where's my car? Thanks for the entertainment. Lisa Muckenhern. That's a tough childhood. If that's not your married name. You need to get married fast, Miss Muckenhern. If that's your married name, I'm sorry. Well, Lisa, it wasn't me. I didn't go to Safeway. I said, hey, it's ladies' work. I wasn't there. So I text back. I'm like, sorry, that wasn't me. You need to go to the doctor. You're delusional. She goes, oh, then you have a doppelganger at T-Bird and 7th. He found his car. It was a Benz SUV. Nonetheless, it made my day thinking it was you. I'm glad you get great joy out of me having Alzheimer's and not helping at all. Hilarious, though. You ever see somebody in a parking lot looking for their car? It is the dumbest a human can look. Did I drive a car? And you're walking around. It's the worst when it's you.
Oh, yeah. 1 or 2 aisles off.
That's the best thing about that panic thing on your key fob. I fire that off immediately and just listen for the horn. I'm never going to wander around a parking lot. Parking garages, I've been in those for, I don't know if I'm in parking lot 4 or parking lot 3. Was it orange? Was it blue? I'll hit that button and I hear it. And God, when you hear it on the floor above you, you feel like such a moron.
You ever do it when somebody else is doing it also? And you kind of look at each other?
Yeah,
like,
everybody else is honking.
Is that yours? Is that mine?
When I left the Guns N' Roses show out at the football stadium a few years ago, it was about the time everybody else was leaving, too. And I'm like, I don't know where we parked. This thing's massive. So I hit the panic thing. And I think it was the exact same time I hit it. 800 other people hit it. The cars, the whole thing was just horns. I'm like, okay, we're going to be walking around for a while. I don't remember where we parked at all.
I think it was by a hotel.
There's like 4 of those. We'll just keep walking until there's 1 car left. But yeah, thanks, Miss Muckenburn.
Muckenraker.
That's a tough name to grow up with. I hope that's her married name. And I guarantee you that her husband has got some triggers. You start messing around like Matt O'Cummer. That poor guy. Matt O'Cummer is never going to be a normal human being. On his deathbed, he's going to have a moment where he's like, shut up, you guys. I'm going to miss you, O'Cummer. Shut up. It's O'Connell. Whatever it is. You know that story? No. There's a wrestler at Brady's high school that had
He wasn't even a wrestler. It was just gym class, and wrestling was the topic teaching for the. He
discharged during one of the.
Oh,
he discharged, and his last name turned from O'Connell to the other thing.
O'Connor. Really.
O'Connor.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
But Brady said at their 30-year anniversary, their reunion. Dude walks in and somebody goes, O'Cummer! And he just lost his mind immediately. Like, hey,
road rage.
You can't have a name like that.
I'm the president of a corporation.
I still think the only man that I give so much credit to a man named Rusty Kuntz, who had he was a professional ball player. He put his name in the public eye. Rusty Kuntz. And that last name was spelled the worst possible way you can spell Kuntz. There was a U in it.
How many fights did that dude get in high school?
He was the toughest Kuntz
Had to be, yeah.
ever. No question. No tougher a Kuntz ever existed. And you know that's not how it's pronounced. They changed that up just a touch. I can say this.
So you're saying the original German, phonetically.
In other languages, it is not Kuntz.
Right.
I can tell you this. I've been, holding back on this because the man is amazing, but he's not chopping me up anymore. And he's fantastic. But my doctor, for my hip surgery, I don't even know if I want to say it. And it's his name. I was saying it wrong the whole time, trying to be delicate. But then a lady came in and said, Dr. Jakovsky will be with you in a moment.
Shut up.
Yeah. And I've been saying I know.
Because I know he was doing the same thing when he heard the names.
Because I've been saying Jakovsky, and I've been making it all Russian. Right. So I didn't even think of it that way. Jakovsky. And then I saw his jacket, and it has his name embroidered on it. And I said, I've been spelling your name wrong. And he just looked at me like, and I'm like, oh, name trigger. He's still got name trigger. His name's Jakovsky. And that's it. That's his name. Brilliant surgeon. Incredibly kind
Isaac
guy.
Jakovsky?
I don't know if his first name's Isaac.
Uh-oh, where are you going?
Is that
There
a joke?
we go.
Where are we going?
Yeah,
Here
the
we go.
initial Dr. I.
Tchaikovsky. God.
Pretty.
Long way to go. Man.
Long way around that mountain.
Come on, the dude's name's Tchaikovsky. He doesn't need your help.
How about us being triggered as soon as Brady
What
says
an
something?
asshole. You know what? I'm going to go get him because he's a martial artist, too. And he's going to kick the crap out of you for making it worse. But he's brilliant. But the day I'm in the hospital, I thought I was dreaming because over the intercom you'd hear, Dr. Tchaikovsky, room 34. And you'd sit there half dazed. Dr. Grabowski. I'm like, is this am I living in joke hospital? What's happening here? Grabowski and Tchaikovsky are my guys. I'd go back to him in a heartbeat. He's amazing. Perfect. But yeah, that's a tough one. Names are no fun. That's a no fun thing to deal with. Yikes. But yeah, don't wander around, Miss. What's her name? Muckenberg. Looking for me, wandering in a parking lot. That old man might have needed help. You don't know. It's a tough time for me. I don't know if I can make it through. Like I've got a thing going at the house with my 14-year-old old English sheepdog.
Oh,
we're getting to that
getting
spot.
close.
Yeah, and it's just all I think about it. It's brutal. I mean, it's close.
Brutal to see as a
Yeah, well, you
yes.
saw her at the house, and she's like, we help her up, and she gets around, and it's slow, and she's 14, she's got hip dysplasia and all that, and we're getting to that point where it's like her brain's still there, everything's good, and God forbid pizza shows up, because then she's a puppy again.
Is that what you said? That's what brought her into the
Oh,
room.
pizza, she starts walking in, like Grandma got up.
takes
Like,
her
oh
an
my
hour,
God,
but-
it takes her forever. And she starts like these baby steps and looking around like, there's pizza in here. So the other day she had a bad day, and we had, you sit down and you're like,
Is this the time?
yeah. What are we waiting on?
Yeah.
Tripp said it to me the other day. I was at your house the other day. Dutchie's an adorable animal. I'm like, yes, she is. What are you doing? And I'm like, look, she's still there. I know it's like to a person who doesn't see her every day, it's tough to watch somebody pick a dog up to its feet because it takes for her to, she struggles to get up, but once she's up, you can walk her around. Quality of life. And I'm like, I understand. Don't put this heat on me.
Shut your trap.
So we're having this chat, tears flowing. You got the whole thing going, and everything's kind of like, I think maybe we have to start at least considering.
Wait a minute, you and Tripp had the chat?
No,
or you
God,
and
no.
Megan?
Tripp and I had the talk,
There you
and I just
were.
walked out of his office.
Crying together.
Yeah. It's almost time.
No.
Yeah, no. I don't want this to get in between us, but there's a lot of stress on her, and I love her. She's the best dog in the world. This one's like, there's certain ones, I'll get a little misty right now. There's ones that you got, and then this one is like, oof. So we're having the chat. A couple days ago, she's going through some stuff and looking like, this isn't fair. Like, we got to kind of hold her up sometimes when she's pooping. And so you're looking at it. And then it's like she knows we're talking about killing her. Like every time we talk about killing her, she starts doing stuff.
You swear
I swear to God, we just had,
Yeah.
we're going to kill you talk. And it's terrible. It's like we're going to have to
Megan
kill her.
said she's deaf, too. A little
Oh,
bit,
she
too.
doesn't hear very well.
The one
But
thing
she hears the
hears-
word
the
pizza,
one thing
and
she hears.
like that dog loves the smell of pizza. So Sunday, when you were there for the Steelers-Seahawks game, pizza arrives, and you just hear shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. She can't get up on her own. Like
Have you seen her, Brett?
Yeah, a couple
It takes her an
couple
hour
months
to
ago.
get in,
Yeah.
but when
Yeah.
she's there, she wants
she
to
sees
be
that
there.
pizza.
yeah.
She's like, the pizza's here, and I understand. Like this is, even if we euthanized her and then ordered a pizza to have a celebration of life, you'd see that dog's nose come out of the like, pizza. But yeah, it's oof. It is all I think about. It's like on my brain every second of the day. You can hear her at night. And this sounds terrible, but every animal lover can relate to this. How come, like I've had, this is like, we get into the mid-teens, like 15, 16 dogs now with Dutchie. Her name's Dutchie. And I have had to make the decision every time. I've never
Solo.
had. No. Just,
Okay.
As owners of the dogs, it's never been she passed away sleeping. Like I've had friends who
You
still
came
woke
in
up
and
and it's like, oh,
they
that's
were
terrible.
laying in
She
the
was asleep.
living room.
My friend's dog had a heart thing and woke up one morning and the dog was just laying in its bed had a little heart attack or something at night, and then passed in his sleep. And I'm at that point now where I'm looking down every night, and I'm like, there she is. And I just look at her chest, and I'm like, stop.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And it's terrible.
Our chocolate lab Kona, when we lived in Maricopa.
I remember that you put that in a dumpster.
Whoa.
Well, that's because I had. Hold on a second.
I'm sensitive right now, so you made me think of the imagery.
So Kona was 13 and a half.
Hold on, before we get to that.
She was 13 and a half, and she was getting up there, too. She went out and underneath our bedroom window dug herself a little deathbed. She dug the rocks out, down to the earth, and she laid down and went and died. And so I had to call the county and say, hey, I've got a dead dog. Can you come and get it? And they're like, oh, no, go ahead, throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And I said, what? That can't be right.
Yeah.
That can't be legal. Oh, yeah, no. Did you kill it? No.
I was going to say, of course I did.
Yeah.
And so they're like, just throw it in the trash. And so I couldn't do it. But then I couldn't figure out how to get rid of her or where to take her. So
They did
You did put her in the-
put her in the
You
trash.
put her in the dumpster.
Yeah.
You just put her in the backyard. Just dig a hole.
That's caliche.
Illegal.
Oh, it's too much caliche.
Yeah.
It was down in Maricopa. Yeah, you start digging that hard old caliche.
Yeah.
Take you all day.
Forgot about that part of the story.
Yeah, I
just
remember
found
you telling me.
myself
I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Because Toledo told me, it's like, oh, my dog passed. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm like, yeah. And he tells me the story, dug a little den. And I'm like, well, what'd you do with the body? Like, I don't know what you do when your dog dies
I
at
didn't
home.
either.
Recycle can or
I would take it to the vet.
That's what my buddy did. And
Yeah.
they dispose of
And
it,
then
and cremate it.
And then you get the ashes and you get a nice little box with a dog's name on it. But no, Toledo's just like, Tuesday morning.
There you go, waste management. Enjoy.
Good thing it wasn't at Brady's house. They'd just thrown it in his driveway.
Alex was really young, and the first time they tried to throw it in there, they missed.
Yeah.
The short end, short-sided.
Oh, all right. Go get in there the next shot, Alex. Yeah, it's brutal though. And that's the thing. And so you kind of find yourself rooting for one way. It's brutal. It's just, and that's the worst part of. And it's the right thing to do, but her head's still there. She's still like altogether fun and like dopey. She lays next to you and like bats at you to play. But it's getting to that point now where she's like the mobility is. It's like Sunday was she was moving, and there's been 2 days since then that like the legs just stopped working, and then they work again, and you're like, all right, just a little, like just hold me another day. I can't do it.
He was not far behind.
Yeah, it's not cool.
You see when
Somebody's
you
going to send us that
realize
poem.
the hip.
Oh, I'll get the Rainbow's Bridge, and I'll get all the poems and all that stuff, and I just But we have a little, like a hook thing that you hold. It's like it's almost like a bag carrier, like a little harness that goes around and you can keep her held up while she pees and stuff. And sometimes she doesn't need it, sometimes she does. But and he's sitting, and I left this morning and looked at her, and I'm like, oh, she's just staring up. I'm like, all right, see you, Dutch.
And it's all four legs or just the back legs?
The back ones are no good. The displacia's bad in the back, but the front two are starting to get weak. She's got a basic, like, just arthritis and stuff, and it's just old dog.
Can you get her one of those doggy wheelchair things?
I thought about it. I don't know if her front legs are
strong enough.
She's. I know this is like no fun for. This is like my best friend. Like this one is like all of them are awesome. This dog has one speed, which is cool, and just the sweetest beast on the planet.
I remember it.
She always has been.
Yeah, and you've known
she's
her.
always great. Yeah,
Dutchie.
I remember meeting her at the old house for the first time.
She's the best, and just dopey,
she's
funny,
so dopey.
just goofy. Yeah,
and hilarious, and like she's.
She
smart.
drop her English accent yet?
No, she's still got it. And that's all I do now. It's like I was sitting, it's time. Then her head pops up. Like, hey guys, I can hear you. Don't kill me. Look at me go. I'll go get cookie. Order a pizza. Give me some adrenaline. And then last night was the worst. So there's Dutchie laying on her bed, watching TV, and young Jack Ham, who was raised by Dutchie when Jack Ham was a puppy, just sits with Dutchie all the time. Got pictures, constant pictures of Jack Ham leaning on Dutch, and Dutch is very motherly and loves this puppy like super. And now Jack's about 70 pounds, and Dutch is probably like 85. And Jack rolled up, and Dutch is laying there, and they do a little play fight, goofing around. It's so delicate with her. Like all the other dogs, he's rough. He's still like 2 years old. And then he lays down with her, and they just intertwine paws. Like their hands got all, like they were hugging.
Oh,
And you're
jeez.
like,
Here we go.
don't kill me. I've got a lot of love to give.
All right, listeners, look forward to a best of.
Yeah, it worked. It was nearly yesterday, but then, it turns around. Excuse me. But it is. It stinks, and it's all I'm thinking about. It's all I can do to get that.
It's amazing how dogs bond. I mean, even if yesterday I took Coco to get a allergy shot, just leaving the house, Kiva's a wreck.
Yeah, they don't like when the other one's
gone.
gone.
He's like, I got to take
Roscoe
her out
has
and
to
walk
have
her.
surgery on Tuesday, and Callie she's a mess because there's nobody else in the house.
Oh, yeah?
Jeez, I hope it goes well because trash pickup is Tuesday, so then we get a whole week with him in the
Our
dumpster.
house is Wednesday, so it'll be good time.
Oh, good. All right, that's perfect. You got to schedule the surgery just the day before the trash pickup.
Roscoe's tiny, though, so it's a lot better than an 85-pound lab.
I had to do a girl I knew years ago named her name was Lisa, had this awesome Aussie cattle dog. I loved this dog. And she went on vacation in Florida. And she said, hey, I had to take for the week before, the dog wasn't eating. And he dug a little death den. And I said, that's what they do when they feel like they're dying. They find a place to die. They dig their own little grave and stay in it and kind of hide. I said, you have to be careful. That's a sign. She goes, oh, he did that. And I took him to the vet. Well, he had some obstruction and he couldn't pee. And he went in for surgery. He died during surgery while she was in Florida. She's like, will you go get him? I don't want to, because she was dead broke poor. Which is, and everybody thought, were you boning her? I'm like, hey, come on. She's dead broke poor. I'm not doing that. But she was, I mainly liked the dog, mostly. So she says, can you pick him up? So I go to the vet this frozen popsicle of a dog they give me. And it's a 50-pounder. Yeah, they froze it. So it was in the freezer. And I have it in the back seat. And I call him, like, hey, what do you want me to do? She goes, take it back to the house and bury it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, when are you coming home? She goes, in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I don't have a freezer. I don't know what to do. He's going to thaw. She goes, we got to bury it. And I'm like, all right. So I go back to her house. It's like a poor person's house. And it had a chain link fence in the backyard. And I'm digging a hole. And I've got this body in a bag next to the hole. And people are walking. I know, you get it. People are walking past this chain link fence. I'm throwing dirt over my shoulder. I'm like, it's okay. It's a dog. All right. I'm just like, I don't live here. This isn't my home. I'm digging a grave in a backyard, and I stuffed him in there and buried him. And I'm like, I don't know that this is a thing I ever want to deal with again. If I had known Toledo's plan, I'd just taken the dog sickle and dropped it right there in the blue bin. Recycle it, bring it back. He'll be back next Tuesday. Yeah, so it's been on my brain the entire time, and it sucks. So, yeah, we could be bracing for that. But Dutchie is, without question, like all the dogs I've ever had, there's the ones that extra bond and something about her. She bonds with everybody, though. Like, everybody that's ever been around my house, like, that dog's awesome. The best. So, 14. They don't last long.
It's really good.
Paul Sura texted me yesterday, and he is he's the production guy around here, and he is about as emotionally touching as Broken Glass. And so he texted me and he said something about his dog. We talk about his dog a lot, and his dog went in for tests, and I knew that. Came back good. He's like, great. And I'm like, yeah, on that note, said, I'm dealing with this at my house. And, of course, you guys will know the name of the person he used. But I will leave that blank. And he goes, how do like blankety blank live for 80 years and dogs only live for 14? It's not fair. In the text, I could hear him yelling that he'd wished a salesperson dead over my dog. And he's not wrong.
Just one salesperson?
He
kind of made it an amalgamation.
Okay. It was a all-encompassing use of salesperson with a specific name.
All right, you ready for this one?
No.
John, my dog Pugsy, for Bugsy Siegel, was a true gangster. He waited for me to come home, ran into my arms, and his heart stopped.
See?
As he hit my arms and he peed on me. He just wanted to die with me.
That's what I want.
Can we stop this? I'm
I know. Play a little Chicago. Give me some tears. Give me something. Give me a Old Shep by Elvis. Oh, forget about it. Yeah, it's just everybody's got to deal with it. And then yesterday I lost our home pet rescue before I went home, and I'm with this little dog named Willie. Somebody please, for me today, go get Willie. Willie's about 8 years old. It's kind of an oversized Chihuahua. He's cool. Takes a second. Once it gets used to, he's all over you. Willie's owner died. Got nowhere to go. Like, just, now what? And then he's sitting in the and he's awesome. And I'm like, this isn't fair. Like, Willie's owner died, and then he's just sitting at home going, well, now what? And so luckily they took, it's just.
Where did my people go?
Yeah, where did my people go? And he's got a good 8-9 years left. Those Chihuahuas live forever, and he is awesome. The video's up and all that, but I look like I'm in death's door because I'm just miserable. There's a little sweet Willie on my lap, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's brutal. And I know. People are going to be out there. I don't like dogs.
Just
go after
I'll put them down for you, bro.
I'll
delete the text right now.
Yeah.
Just delete it.
I don't even care. What? Somebody's here?
Don't do it. Don't bring him in. Don't.
Much to your surprise, Toledo, it's me, former president, actually current president, if you go by the election, Donald Trump. I just want to say sorry about your dog. Ha ha, Alec Baldwin. Ha ha, Alec Baldwin. How about that impression now, murderer? Alec Baldwin, I just did my own investigation. Just came through. He murders. Alec Baldwin was a killer. I said that. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember I told you that, Brad? 100%. I said, you know what? That guy's going to kill somebody someday. He's a loose cannon. And there it was. Alec Baldwin, I know. Maybe inappropriate for me to come in here and say it, but we're all thinking it. Alec Baldwin, how funny is your impression now? Huh? Great stuff. The roosters have come home. Is that how it is? The chickens roost, the roosters come home. I don't know what roosts. Something comes back to roost, but it's on you, Alec Baldwin, and that's the way it is. I hate you, Alec Baldwin. Goodbye. Thanks, Trump. Perfect timing, as always. You doing pictures of Willie?
Yep.
Is old Shep playing? Don't do it.
There you go.
Oh, in Chicago. Okay, good. Thank God. Which one is this? Hard to say I'm sorry. Oh, you're the inspiration. That's a pretty good one, Brett. You know our love was meant to be. Brady, sing along.
Karate Kid.
Yeah. That's not the Karate Kid.
No, it's not.
No, this is Chicago.
Yeah,
that's the Cetera
just
solo.
Oh, yeah. That's the Gloria Love.
Gloria Love.
Right.
You want me to play that one?
Brett, no. Now this one's good.
Oh, it's brutal. So, I know we've all had to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear it. But it turns into a blubbering mess. Oh, you bastards. Some lady just sent me a picture of 5 dogs sitting there with angel wings. And then 2 dogs without angel wings. And the 2 without angel wings said, they still talk about you. And the ones with angel wings say, we know. So now my house is creepy in one spot because there's a mantle in the dog's room. It's getting a little full as I get older of dead dog ashes.
Mausoleum.
Like my beer can collection.
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty impressive. It's like, and I go in there and I'm like, hi, Lex, hi, Chili, hi, Katie, hi, Ben, hi, Sheila. Make room. Scoot over. I got more coming. Mugs, and I got my old dogs, Mugsy and Happy and Brandy. I got them all. I got goddamn paw prints and clay. You can't
Too much clay.
Yeah, and I got 2 cats. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. You know what the problem is, Brady, and people have said this about me for a long time. I love too hard. I love too hard. I love too often. I love.
You love a lot.
I love a lot. I got a lot of love.
Are the cats getting close to the bridge?
No, they're not young, but they're healthy as far as I know. I don't know.
How do you tell with it?
I had that when I was one of the times I was at the Swizzle Inn before it turned into a big lesbian fight. A guy came over to me and shook my hand. He goes, "You got me put my cat down yesterday." I'm like, he was a blubber mess. I start crying. We met him again later, and it was just that moment where
he teared up again.
Oh, it's no fun. He's constantly in pain. Anyway, Dutchie's going to be a thing. I might take like a week off for this one. Maybe 2. Just finish the year.
Maybe you need this song.
Maybe you need this song. We did give up our October break, so.
Oh, you bastard. I'm not dead yet, Dad. Don't kill me. What's the song about? Ooh, Dutchie, please don't go. Oh, God. I don't know. You know what? I'm taking it. We're done. Is Mo here? Do the squares and get out.
All right, let's do it.
This isn't any fun for me. I can't do happy fart show with this on my brain all morning. I shouldn't have brought it up. And then I get dickhead over here.
On the wheels of steel.
Oh, it's almost like and you get that point where you're like, I want to tear up. I want to just let it loose. Because then I'm one of those guys. The radio sobbing.
Yeah, don't go there.
This is going to be Night of the Singing Dead. I hope Peter Cetera dies, too.
Well, Terry Kath died, so you could technically pull this off.
Oh, that's right. We'll do Chicago, because I'm going to... The Night of the Singing Dead show was going to be fun. Now it's just going to be a tribute.
I just got a text from Dave Smiley. He says, don't do it.
Dave Smiley used to cry on the air a lot, but that was just over breakups and stuff. Like, a girl couldn't look at him sideways. I just want everyone to know. Last night was rough.
God damn it, John.
Pussy.
Change the effing subject. My female boxer doesn't have much time either. You're getting me all weepy and all perfect on a perfectly good Friday.
Yeah.
Signed Hoff.
Is it perfectly good to your dog?
What a day.
This is how I handle darkness, guys. You don't want to be on the other end of my house. This is
Got pet rage.
John handles sadness and sorrow with dark humor. I'm just going to loop this at home. I've never not been distraught over this decision.
Well, yeah, you're
But this
good
one
person.
is harder.
Seems to be the toughest one.
Well, there's been tough.
You're not Dale Hellestray.
It's, you know what the crazy thing is? The longer they go, the older they get, and you want them to live forever, the harder it is. It's like weird. Like it's grandma. Like you, and we say that like grandma just keeps lingering in hospice, and you're like, Jesus, do something. The dogs that I've had that had cancer, you just knew. Like the decision was like, you just know this dog is done. And with her, it's like she's just old, like she's having a bad day, and then tomorrow she's fine, and it's like,
That's how it was with Petey.
Yeah, you just don't know, and then you're like, I got to do something because this isn't going the right way. And what am I waiting on? Some horrible emergency.
And did it over basically 3-week period. Each of those weeks. Okay, this is it. I'm taking her.
Right. Oh, I was going to kill my dog. Katie had cancer, and woke up on Easter morning. Katie's
second coming.
Got a fever. Yeah, there was one. She wrote like there was a fever. She wouldn't lift her head. She didn't want breakfast, and I'm like, we're in trouble. Like this is bad. So I'm like, tell you what, we'll get her up. It's not fair. Get her eat if we can. And then she started moving around a little bit, and I'm like, decisions made. Called the, Happy Endings place and had them come by. They're on the way. I'm like, I'm going to take her to the park. Just one last little sit down, and I'm going to feed her some ice cream because when she had cancer, she got ice cream every day because we had 9 months and she lasted for 14. So giving her the ice cream, she's loving it, and then she sees a goose or a duck or something, and then jumps off the picnic table and just sprints over to the goose. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like this dog couldn't move 4 seconds ago, and she's running with the ducks. And trotting around again, and I'm like, ice cream cures cancer.
She's back.
I'm going to get a Nobel Prize.
We're going to be at McDonald's every day.
Everybody went right past ice cream and went into medicine. Nobody even thought. I'm the first one to think you give somebody with cancer ice cream, and it's better now. And so that was at Easter, and then she ended up dying in September. But we made that choice that day, and it was like, it was a go. And then I called the Happy Endings. I'm like, hey, she's chasing ducks. I think I'm going to spend a little more time with her. And she was fine for another 4 or 5 months. So
I'm sure they hate that call. Another one canceled.
No, you made the right choice. We're 5 minutes out, asshole. I drove all the way from Glendale. I'm like, look, I think we're going to spend. No. You made the call.
I'll give you a tip.
No refunds.
No service call.
I loaded the needle. You're paying for that.
Somebody's got to take this shot.
Somebody's got to. Look, if it's not the dog, it's you, dick. How dare you call me back? I'm literally on Bethany, and I'm right down the road. So, yeah. But those are the cancer ones were the ones where and then she had a stroke, and I woke up and I saw her face was all trimmed. She was wagging her tail. It was like she couldn't do stuff. That's enough. That's done. But the ones that just go to old age, who knows? Anyway, dog lover. This is one of the reasons I couldn't have kids. I don't know when to put them down either. And I know it's usually pretty early on I want to do it.
I've faced that
a
couple of times already.
Oh, I started over again for you, Dick.
We're at the Solo right now. For some reason I want a glass of wine and lasagna.
Yeah, there should be a fireplace. I feel like a bad TV
kind of
ad.
a cruddy,
Sounds of the 70s.
Kansas City Italian restaurant that would play the sounds of Chicago. Anyway. Just know that dog is I love that dog more than anything on the planet. So that's my day. You're probably going to hear about this a lot. Nothing I can do about it.
Oh, you want to read that one again?
Huh? Read what again? What are you talking about? Oh. So instead of a best of, let me hear Brady host and just talk about Nano.
No, he's English. Let me hero Brady.
Let me hero Brady host. You want a hero Brady? I want a hero. A salami.
I'm a hero.
Shave that lamb.
Damn right. How did I not figure that one at a restaurant? The Brady hero. I don't want to talk about fresh meat right now. Things were said today. Yeah, anyway. Dickhead, Brett. You got any songs over there in the wake up pile? They're going to crush me.
Yeah, actually. They're rolling in now, of course.
The guy says, you just got my dog a whole piece of peanut butter toast, you dick. I'm eating some breakfast, listening to you sob. I looked down at my greyhound giving me the biggest doe eyes, and I just gave in. Last piece of my breakfast because he deserves it. I'm going to go wash something out of my eye. Shut up. Thanks, Chris. People are nice. My service dog, best friend, died on my birthday. I have a 3-story house. He passed downstairs. Ugly girls, man. I laughed thinking, okay, buddy. You could have died closer to the backyard, you dick. You had to pick him up and carry him up those stairs. It's brutal. Anyway, sorry about that. What is it, Brad? Keep this alive, though. What do you got on that?
Oh, okay.
Action Ride Shop.
The Wake Up Song brought to you guys by Action Ride Shop. Cheer yourself up this weekend and take a bike ride.
Yeah. Remember when you used to ride with that dog on a leash next to your bike? Oh, now it's just a leash. Now it's just a leash.
Oh, you take the leash out still?
Yeah, just for, what was that, prosperity? I don't know what that's
just brutal.
Just to remember. Oh, boy.
I got nothing. All right, check them out at Action Ride Shop. We got commercials now.
Oh, geez. Man, we were upbeat there for a second.
Never. All right, check them out at actionrideshop.com as well as on all the Instagrams and Facebooks and all the other fun stuff. But hang on a second. The computer's not agreeing with me because you're not going to want to see some of these songs.
I don't want to. I don't even want to look at this. Yeah, by the way, happy birthday to Jay Ackerman up there at React Defense. I hope you have a good day.
All right. Non-point on the list, Slipknot, Hemlock, nobody knows what a killer looks like. I misspelled it. Thunderstruck, non-point, Bad Habit. Obituary, Cause of Death.
All right.
COC, Dance of the Dead. Anthrax got the time. Hail the Apocalypse from Avatar. Drowning Pool Bodies, of course.
Yeah, that's a must.
Curl of the Burl.
Curl of the Burl from Mastodon.
Musical Youth.
Yeah, I don't care. Psychosocial's always good. They don't get me.
They're coming to town on Monday, so.
Yeah, we'll do a little of that. Yeah.
All right.
Who is?
Slipknot.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do a little.
Or no, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah.
It's November 2nd. Yeah, we're 2 weeks. It says, damn you, John, I just recently lost my best friend, Poncho. We spent every day together. Got a farm in Maricopa. Go with me every day and hunt and play. One night he got in the backyard. We were out looking for him. Passerby stopped and said they saw a dog on the road. I went running out to see him 100 feet away. I tried to call to him, and he tried to get up and just fell back down. It was not pretty. You could see how far the car moved him down the street. He was crawling to get back home and just couldn't make it. Oh, my God. He died with me and my wife, giving him the loves. He's out on the farm that he loved. We buried him. Sorry, it's tough. This guy's name is Zeb. That is a full-on farm. That's a full-on farm story.
Jesus.
Garbage. Anyway, sorry. Kind of depressing. You know what? That's what you get with this show. I'm not going to play pretend that this is a normal day. It's just not. And I'm not saying it's going to happen like now. I'm just saying that the decision is a constant cycle in my head. I don't know. Maybe I go home and she's doing great.
Or Chicago's playing.
You get to a point where, you definitely feel like, all right, you'll know. You'll know.
God damn it, Brett. I know, and that's the thing. You know when you know. Yeah. And that's the thing I always tell people. Like, what do I do? You know when you know. And I just feel it in my stomach that I'm about to know.
It's just lurking.
And then this. It's actually working.
Chicago 17 or 16?
I don't remember.
Oh, you dick, Brett. Right, I'm going to do a little psychosocial because that seems more fitting at this point. It's 7:10. Thank you for, allowing me the outlet. I'm not done yet.
98.
Oh my gosh.
98.
Shut the front door.
UPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.